All right, it is Thursday the 11th. We'll start from Friday onward. Local swell trackers, thanks for being here. We're hindcasting here. Last week, we have this remnant low up here that brought us up some big waves early June to the country, peaking out from the west-northwest up to 6 feet. Of course, that's just dribble now and actually getting replaced by a new event, which is actually from this guy far off of here that again spun out some waves that are reaching some chest-high zones today, this afternoon into Friday from the northwest, just 10 or 11 seconds. Now, the North Shore still has waves for this time of year. That's great no matter what we get, but a week ago that was super surprising that swell got that big, couple feet higher than forecasted. After this, it's pretty much dismal. We do have stuff coming off the west coast for some northeast swell next week, Tuesday. And that'll bring us up to isolated spots hitting 3 feet. But that's it. As far as, the ground swells that we've been seeing from the northwest, there was just that one that was the big one. This one's the small one for into Friday right here. And, then we have this guy trying to come in from our northeast off the coast, off the west coast. And after that, oh, well, there's only remnant little teeny west swells that'll just be ankle snappers. Bring in the model's current. This is a little spinner way distant here that's not likely to bring us much. We'll start in the animations, and we'll see, again, this swell coming off the west coast that'll bring us up some northeast next week, and then that's pretty much it. We're going to be trying to get some stuff from these guys far off of Japan, but we're going to wait and see on that. We do have another hurricane, Carlos, creeping up into the picture here and hitting Baja again, and it is a record-breaking season for how early these hurricanes are. We'll already have 3, but again, it is definitely quieting up, but there's still some potential out there to keep us from going mill pond flat for the country. Okay, here we go. We're going back a week to the 4th. This fetch off of the east coast here of New Zealand is responsible for the little swell that we've seen, this guy right there. It stays about 4,000 to 4,500 miles away. This batch of winds right here is in a low that's moving east-northeast, mostly east, and it'll be a short-lived swell, but we should see 2 feet, 14 seconds, and get some 3-footers Saturday out of it. It'll be a slow rise on Friday, but this guy right here, again, back a week ago, this is what was on the charts. Well, we'll be having this fun little swell, and it won't last long. We're not seeing much from this, but we'll see some Tasman Sea energies for the Fiji Pro, which I'm watching while I record. A lot of the flow is zonal down under, but we have some good news here in the long range, and let me get to the current models for you. Okay, so here is Thursday evening. This big storm here tracking underneath Tasmania, underneath the Tasman Sea, and it does get out, indeed, to the east coast of New Zealand right there. Now, this is Saturday. It's a big storm, very powerful. It spins out for quite a while. It's a slow track to the east-northeast, and this guy will be bringing us up some 3 to 5 foot waves. Now, the forerunners are going to be 18 seconds on Thursday the 18th at about 8 o'clock at night. It'll peak out at 2.5 foot of swell at 16 seconds Friday. It'll be a rise all day Friday to easily 4 feet by noon, maybe 5 feet by the evening, and then we'll be cranking 3 to 5 Saturday the 20th and into Sunday and possibly even into Monday, the top spots hitting 5 feet. It will not be as big as the last swell. That will likely be one of the, if not the biggest swell of the entire summer. That's how special it was, and I hope I'm wrong. Starting in the animations one more time, we'll run through the loops. That thing disappears. We do go into a quiet period. Things do pop up, but nothing serious. This will definitely be the guy. Let's take a look at what the jet stream's doing. You can see some energy up here, although it's very broken up and weak in the northern hemi. It is still enough to get some very weak trade wind-like lows, sub-gales. But look at that. It's below the Aleutians. Hey, the North Shore's still feeling it late in June. We'll take whatever we can get. The northern branch seems to be dominant in the long haul, but there are some equatorial bound flows, and we'll let the models re-loop. And I'll show you right here. Drives right up over New Zealand, but it still allows that one storm to get off to the east coast, which is exactly what we need. It had a nice slow track, and thus we'll have an advisory level swell by Saturday the 20th. Premium members can go up to 10-day forecasts. Non-premium members up to 5-day forecasts. on the website. Let's take a look at the hand-drawn surface charts. Here's what's going on. High pressures moving into the area and tracking off to the east. We do have an upper-level spinning low moving north. I'll show you that in a second with the water vapor loops. But that upper low beneath the center of this high is creating this area of trophiness right here. So we have a few more embedded showers, windward Malka, and that is cutting off the trades. And even though this high is moving into the area, this trough nearby, again, is lightening the winds and creating a little bit more moisture. We will not see anything from this low pressure up here as it's tracking up into the Aleutians. And overall, this is a semi-summery scenario. Okay, we go from the surface up 20,000 feet to the water vapor loops. You can see the brown area showing the stable, dry, sinking air. There's that upper level low spinning off, and it has created that trophy area right here to the east of the Big Island. It will be moving up the island chain over the weekend, again, lightening the trades and bringing us into a sea breeze pattern. So early morning glass, onshore mush, evening glass offs for the tiny little northwest swell and the average south swell. Drilling down, you can see a light east-northeast flow to the trade winds. Again, those will slowly be diminishing over Friday as that upper trough moves up the island chain. And we'll finish up here with this guy right here. You see all those lines? Well, that's surface winds, and that's going to be moving off to the further off to the east coast of New Zealand. We're not going to see much from the spinner under the French Polynesia. This will be the guy to bring us in some waves for next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And that's your local swell tracker. We'll be back next weekend right here at SNN. Aloha.